Yep. Hi, as everyone said, if you work, you can stay if you're not a member or a supporter. Similarly, if you are a member, it's not compulsory. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. Lunch is on the second floor. For those of you who want to go to get some fresh air first, for you staying here, it's where we have breakfast, basically. So I'll just give it a few moments to calm down. I'll let everyone moves around. For those of you that are staying, if you're at the back and you wanted to move down to the front, it might be a little bit more, convivial, as half the room's going to empty. Okay, it seems to have pretty much settled down. I think those that are left seem to be staying. Hello, everyone. There's no slides to this session. This is very informal. This is just me. The key thing here is this is me introducing to yourself as David Ross. I am the new Community Engagement Manager for OASPA. It's a brand new position. Claire decided that this to create this role in order for there to be a way for OASPA to communicate more with its members. So I'm here basically to listen to your concerns, to find out from you directly how OASPA can better support you, what issues you want reflected, how you want to work with OASPA, and just to listen effectively. That's going to be my main mode for certainly initially. A bit about me first. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been in academic publishing for 30 odd years, very much on the commercial side of things, which makes some of what's been said previously slightly uncomfortable. But yeah, I've worked initially as a book commissioning editor for Arnold, for Thompson, for Chapman and Hall, for Kluwer. Latterly, for the last 20 years, I'd worked for Sage Publications, Publishing as it's now called, and as a journal publisher, and eventually as the VP for Open Research for Sage. But most appropriate to this group, I was a founding board member of OASPA back in 2008. I've been involved in the open access movement for those 15 years. I launched a whole open access program, mainly based on the APC model, again, which is cause for an issue recently. But also I've worked in using S2O, I've worked in Diamond base as well. So this is very close to my heart. I'm very well aware of all the issues within the entire broad church of OASPA. I'm well aware of all the issues that it's taken, the difficulty has been to move towards a more open future. But, I think one has to remember what OASPA is for. OASPA is not sort of a trade association that way. OASPA is a member organisation whose mission it is to find ways to further open access. That's why this room is full of not just publishers and small publishers, large publishers, very large publishers, but also scholar publishers, also infrastructure and systems people. And the reason this is one slide is here, the supporters. These are just the institutions or organisations that support OASPA in its mission. But it's all about driving open access forward. And yes, a lot of what we've heard the last couple of days, and a lot of what we all know, to be honest with you, I know there's many faces in this room that I've known for 10, 15 years. It's taking a long time, but progress is being made. And now I think the issue now is to try and find a way to continue the momentum there. As we all know, this is the first in-person open access conference OASPA conference for 5 years. I've actually been to every single other OASPA conference, apart from the last one, because it was my wife's 40th birthday. She wouldn't let me come. And I assumed there'd just be another one the next year. And lo and behold, that never happened because of the global pandemic. So I think this is a very important way or a reflection of the point of OASPA. It was always about bringing people together from this broad church to have difficult conversations sometimes, but more importantly, to talk to each other and get everyone else's points of view. So that's kind of all I'm really going to say here. I mean, I'm going to open it up for questions now, if anyone has any questions or anything they want to raise right now. But I am aware I'm between you and lunch, which is never a good place to be, ever. So the main issue here is that this is me. I am here to talk to all of you over the course of the rest of the conference. If you want to have a chat with me, if you've got anything to say to me, good or bad, come find me, talk to me. If you, but if you don't, or if you want to follow up via email or Zoom later on, then do that. I will be reaching out to every single one of you, particularly the ones I know are in this room that I don't get a chance to catch up with here, because that's my role over the next. Certainly the next 6 months, my objective is to reach out to all the members, one way or the other, and have a conversation with them about how OASPA can best support them and help them and reflect, and really just reflect what their needs are and what the kind of issues you'd like to OASPA to raise for you. And that is going to be quite an interesting role, because it's going to be a whole very huge range of issues that are going to come up. So, has anyone got any questions right now? Was there any would like to throw anything out there, say anything about this, my new role, or about the way OASPA is representing yourselves as members? I'll open the floor.
I'm slowly walking towards the mic.
It's a time to think. I think probably no, and that's probably a reflection of it is a very broad range of people we have in this room. I'm aware, looking around, of your interest. Oh, there is a question here from Malavika.
Well, maybe I can help provoke a question, and even if that doesn't come now, as they've said, it can come whenever, right? But if maybe at some point any of you might have thought, oh, OASPA, I wish they would just do this for my organization. And that's thinking specifically, right, of you as a member, your journey, your context, your membership of OASPA. What is that blank space that you wish we would fill? Let's hear it. We can't promise necessarily that we could do everything for you, but I think we'd be interested to hear that, right? You are our community, our network, as broad a church as it is. So help us by letting us hear that in whatever way works for you, right? I wish OASPA would fill in the blank. And you don't have to do that right now, right here, right now, but I can leave that with you.
Yeah, answers on a postcard. That might be quite a way of doing it, actually. Yeah, have an open survey. I wish OASPA would do. I mean, OASPA is a member organisation, so it doesn't exist without you. It exists for you, and that's why I would very much, this is again why I've come on board, is to try and just open up the floor, if you like, the virtual floor, the global floor, to a bit more interaction and finding out a bit more about exactly how it can support you. So it may be that it supports you right now by letting you go get some food and perhaps some fresh air in the end. So be sure. Go on. There's a question down here, Bernie.
Thank you. My name is Godwins Omochekwa. I'm from eLife. That's not a place, it's a publisher. So the question I was going to ask is, what exactly is the unique sell that OASPA has for its members?
I mean, I'll make a stab at that, but perhaps Claire, I'd like to jump in there. If I get the mic over there. I mean, I think it's back to the thing. We're a member organisation, but we're here to serve open access, if you like, to basically find ways across all scholarly outputs as well. And it's not You know, you have to remember, OASPA was rebranded quite a few years ago now. It stopped from the Open Access Scholarly Publishers Association to the Publishing Association. And that's about all scholarly outputs as well. So it's not just journals, books, it's about data, it's about open science in general. So I think that's, I would say, the USP, in that we're here to drive forward the whole concept of it and find ways to serve particularly some of the, you know, the diverse range of needs. But perhaps Claire wants to say a bit more about that.
Yeah, so when last year we did some work on developing a new strategy, and we conducted a member survey that some of you may have responded to, and we also did some interviews with members, and so we did certainly hear exactly what Dave's expecting, a lot of different things about what our members were looking for, but not from everybody, so we still do want to hear that. But what we did still get a sense of is that although open access is appearing everywhere, you know, because it's becoming the norm, there isn't a place that's still totally focused on open access discussions, and it's also bringing together all the points of the landscape. So we see you know, siloed discussions. Diamond is a really good example of a community that's developing, but needs to be connected to the rest of the ecosystem. And so OASPA provides a network across different stakeholders. And I think, you know, seeing the membership grow and the infrastructures, that, you know, that's been one of the biggest areas of our membership that's growing. Connecting all of those together and sharing the importance of how these things need to work is something that OASPA is still doing that I don't think anybody else is. So it's still, correct me anybody, but it's still the place for open access publishing.
May I just introduce myself as the membership manager? I'm Lulu from OASPA, and I think from my view, the USP is also you're part of the where it's happening in open access, and I was going to say something really important, and I completely forgot because I'm really nervous because it's the first time that I'm speaking in front of you. I remember in a second, as soon as I hand the I grab it again and remember. Sorry.
There is one other thing, actually. I don't know if this is what Lulu was going to say, but as part of the so OASPA does have a mission to make open access a predominant model, but in being a member or an organisation that has open access publishing organisations as a focus, the membership process that we go through, Lulu provides a lot of support to members or applicants when they apply, and there's particularly from regions of the world where English isn't their first language, where publishing standards that are developed that are very familiar to some of us that have had careers in the global north in scholarly publishing are not accessible, that they haven't been party to developing. It's very confusing for them, the landscape, and Lulu provides support to very well-intentioned publishers or individual journals, scholar-led journals that are trying to do the best they can. And I don't think any other organisation is doing that either. But we are, you know, we work very closely with the OAJ, who are also supporting those kind of journals. So there's things that we're able to do and support with the resources that we have. We don't make money on those memberships. We provide support for them to be members of Crossref. We provide support on archiving information. So there's things that we're trying to do to sort of take the knowledge that a lot of you have that are able to come to events like this and have resources and share those with others that are just getting started. And we created a toolkit with DOAJ as well to try and provide sort of self-guided support.
I remember now. I'm really sorry. It's a stamp of approval. It's a really, I think OASPA has a really good name in the wider community of academia and everything else. And so we have a lot of members who want to use our logo and want to say, I'm a member of OASPA, I'm bona fide, I'm not a predatory journal, I'm not somebody you don't want to know, I'm a good person, whatever. Not just person. No, it's a stamp of approval. That's one of the really big, we're on the right side of things, trying to. And that's what we are trying to communicate. Sorry.
Questions. Do you know who was first? I don't know.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name's Stefan. I'm here on behalf of MDPI. And I really appreciate one of the initiatives OASPA has created with the Fully Open Access Group, which we've been part of with some of our other publishers that are part of it. And I've seen them here. So it's been great. It's been a great initiative, especially at the beginning when we were quite consistent and regularly connecting on a monthly basis, discussing pretty important topics, but also going beyond that, creating content, and also on some policy level collaborations that would only happen through the Fully OA group.
Yeah.
I felt it started to fall apart recently, and
Well, yeah, one of my roles is to keep that one going again, or get it reinvite it, reinvigorate it.
so
Yeah.
and just building off of that, it was more of a selfish request because I've really enjoyed being part of that group and collaborating with the other publishers. And just to one point brought up earlier about experience, and I think we're just a massive publisher, as you know, so we have a lot of data, we have a lot of experience. I know we're a bit of a mystery in a black box, but I think we can add quite a bit of a perspective on some of the issues discussed. So we obviously welcome to be invited in future panels when the timing is right and when the theme is right, because we can share a lot from our learnings and then also have open discussions about it.
And that's great. And your point about collaboration, I think, is the key here. That's what this is for. That's particularly in person more than anything. It's about networking, talking to each other. And just to say, yeah, the Fully OA group was very good, and I'm going to get that going again. But also, I think there's room for other groups, other interest groups to start talking to each other, and even already talking to people both before the conference and here. There's clearly a lot of need or want for some kind of professional development help, some mentoring roles. So people, how do you, if you've never had anything, is raised today, these aren't publishers, how do you start a journal if you never started a journal? Things like that. So I think that's a role that OA can help, and that OASPA can help. And certainly, I think there'll be more, you will hear more about working groups like Fully Open OA one. But yeah, I certainly hear your offer as well.
Hello, my name is Mariana Garcia. I'm from the University of Rochester, and we just joined it.
Okay.
I'm a
Thank
scholarly
you.
communication librarian, and I advocated for this membership because, so this is not a question, it's more of a comment, because of the very courageous nature of OASPA's presentations, workshops, communications. It seems that you are not shy of really touching on very, very difficult issues. And for a society of a group that works with publishers, for me that was so refreshing. I said, oh my God, you're not afraid of your members.
Yeah.
In a sense, I think that the members, the publishers, need to value that, because it's an organization that is going to be honest. It's going to bring voices that are going to sound uncomfortable, but you need to hear them. You need to know that those exist in the universe, and you need those non-safe spaces. And I think OASPA provides that, and that's what we are supporters, because I value that nature of OASPA.
Thank you.
Question at the back there, Bernie. Or does Ros go? Go Ros first. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Roz from Bloomsbury. So OASPA, it's an interesting sort of member organisation because obviously OASPA's core purpose is to enable open access. And I guess my question is, does OASPA have a view on how that is achieved? And if it does, how is that developed, and how is that kind of ongoing kind of conversation? And if it doesn't, why not?
Well, Claire will have a go at this, definitely. But no, I would, I would preempt for that. No, it's agnostic, I would say. But Claire, you go ahead.
Yeah, it's not an easy question. But so when the mission was rephrased to be enabling open access as a predominant model, as leading the work. So you need some thing to aim for. That's not clear enough. You know, what do I do from day to day? You know, now I've got a team as well. So you know, developing a strategy has been crucial to that, but also being really aware of everything that is happening. And I mean, this is something I probably would have said tomorrow when I was closing, but I think it's something I've been thinking about all day. You know, I've been working in open access for a long time, not quite as long as Dave and some of you here, but you know, long enough. And the more I hear, the more I learn, the more people I listen to, the more I'm aware of how I don't know everything. You know, I never thought I did know everything, but I really, you know, there's so much that I don't know. There's so much that we all don't know. So listening and developing the equity work, the workshops, has sort of led us in a direction of, you know, OASPA is I think, if you look at the membership list, the reality of all those that are doing stuff to do with open access publishing. It's not for OASPA to say what is right, what is wrong, what is the way. This is the reality. This are all the organizations that are doing stuff, and all different, all important. But some of the presentations that we've heard here and things that we've heard elsewhere and that we all know, the stuff that isn't working well, and there are the unintended consequences of the really good intentions that the founders of OASPA had when they set up their models. And it is the uncomfortable questions. It is about being honest. So this is a really long answer to your question, Ros. All I'm focused on is that we don't end up with a situation that is a terrible outcome of open access. You know, it has to be, the original motivation was that people could access stuff. So we can't have people can access stuff, but they can't publish stuff, for example. You know, so those kind of things. It has to be a fair, a good. It is, you know, this is for social benefit. It's a public good. That's not what motivates OASPA. But that has to be where we end up. That it is in a good place, I think. So. That's really hard. That's why we're going to, you know, we come together every year and we only make a few little steps forward, and it is about listening, and it's about getting everybody together and trying to figure out how to do it. But it's to end up in a better place is the goal. So yes, we have a 3-year plan. Then we'll need another one. Then we'll need another one. I can't tell you what those will look like, but this 3-year plan, I think, gets us to a slightly better place than we are now, and we have to keep making sure that we do that. And OASPA's strategies and goals and vision are sensible, realistic, you know, reflect the diversity, are inclusive, and are listening to the world and the impact that we have on it.
Okay, question you want to know? Get.
Oh. I've got one at the back. There was one. Was there one back
there? Take that one in the back.
So, thank you. Niels Stern from DOAB, the Directory of Open Access Books. And I just reminded myself that actually DOAB was coined at the first OASPA conference. So, you know, it's great. And we have a lot of great collaboration with OASPA currently with Malavika, DOAB in Africa, you know, doing great stuff. But I did fill in the blank because I just was reminding myself that we had a small OA book working group or study group, which Claire was chairing. So this is kind of not met for a while. So that would be my, you know, wish. So I was wondering, David, if that would be something for you.
That's within my remit. Yeah, let's talk and figure out who should be on it, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I think there is a need. Yeah, as I said in response to Stefan, yeah, these working groups are very effective and they're very helpful to the members. So yes, let's have more of them. Not make sure they don't overlap, but let's have more. What? Yeah, I know exactly. This is why you brought me on board. So yes, that is very much within my remit now. But let's talk.
Hi, this is Nina from Taylor and Francis, and in the spirit of tackling uncomfortable questions and comments, I just wanted to say that from our perspective, the kinds of questions like the last panel question are really valuable in terms of like how we can engage as commercial publishers to build a better open future. And I do appreciate fully that, there is part of the debate that believes that commercial publishers have and should not play a space in that. And I think those debates should equally be explored. But in terms of where there is a room, an opportunity, or even a kind of a perspective that, we can build a more equitable, better future, I just wanted to reiterate that, there's lots of people within our company, within our business that are really keen on exploring how we can serve the community better in those ways. And I think OASPA is it provides a great opportunity for us to listen to these perspectives, but also to kind of continue, I guess, contributing to the conversations when that's appropriate and when that's beneficial. So just wanted to reiterate that.
Thank you. I mean, I think a lot of society's problems are the fact that people can't disagree agreeably anymore. So yeah, I think that's what this part of this forum should be.
Oh, didn't realise I wasn't on. This will be the last one.
Hi, Heather Steens from Delta Think.
Hi.
First, I want to say I'm so happy we're back here in person. And the program committee must just have a horrendous time, like trying to pick. And, and very, very grateful to be involved in a session. But I'm hesitant to suggest this because I love a conference that's a plenary because you have a shared experience at the end. But there's such complexity and diversity that I'm wondering, I know it's much more expensive because I'm on conference planning, if there might be any potential in future conferences to divide the group, because again, we've got all different types of publishers, we've got libraries, we've got books and journals and different disciplines. And, again, I love plenary, but for the sake of just the complexity and maybe the brain of the program committee, if there might be some optional tracks in the future, I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that could come out of working groups if we develop those, is that you have special interest groups effectively, which you're right, it's a good idea. Could have parallel sessions within this. Yeah, I think that's an interesting idea to explore. I hear you. Yeah, it's more expensive, but yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay, should we end? Or
Yeah,
want to say
let's
anything
go.
else, Dave?
No, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm here to listen. Come and see me.
This was so much nicer than an AGM. I have to say.
Yeah, wait for that. Thank you, everyone.
This is my opportunity to say, when you get your survey, please give us feedback about logistical stuff, about anything, and please be ruthlessly honest. I'm the one who gets the responses, and I've got broad shoulders, and we learn more from failure than success. So please tell us everything you need to. Thank you.